Weight loss and wins on day 65 of the carnivore diet. Hi everyone, if you're new here, I'm Karyn and my husband Dan and I are trying to become more self-sufficient on our way toward retirement so that we don't have to rely on big box stores, electric companies, that sort of thing, that we could provide for ourselves as much as possible. Right now, as of a few months ago, we found out that our personal health is going to be pretty important. We need to be able to do things in our retirement around our acreage so that we continue to be more self-sufficient. So we're looking at two different diet, way of eating concepts to help us to reverse what the standard American diet has done to our bodies over decades. I'm doing the carnivore diet, Dan is doing ketovore. But if you want to hear more about the different ways that we've become self-sufficient so far, and also more about our personal health journey, Dan and I are going to be doing a live show with Greg over at My Weight Loss Life. We're also going to be streaming it here on Our Sufficient Life. And the cool thing is, if you guys join that live show, you can ask us questions and we can interact with you during that time. It'll be about an hour-long show. It'll be on Wednesday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So join us for that live. I would love to be able to interact with you guys and tell you more about what the original intent of this channel is about self-sufficient living, but then also touch on our personal health as well with carnivore diet. And you will learn some ways that a different way of eating has helped Dan as well. So join us. I'll put up a couple of reminders beforehand so that hopefully you see those reminders, or just mark it down on your calendar now. September 20th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And now the topic of the day. What was my weight loss last week? And then we're going to talk about the dirty scumbag scale and proof that it's wrong most of the time. This week when I weighed this morning, I lost 1.4 more pounds, which is a pretty good amount. But I decided to weigh midweek this time because we had taken a trip last weekend for Labor Day weekend. I wanted to see kind of how that affected my weight. When I weighed midweek, I had lost almost another additional pound over what it showed that I lost this morning. So at midweek, I lost 2.2 pounds. This morning, I'd only lost 1.4. Literally didn't change anything except one thing. I noticed toward the end of the week that my legs were really tight in the calves. And I think I figured out the culprit. So I didn't have a lot of time to make anything for lunch to take to work this week. So a couple of days this week, I ate the deli meat off of the sandwich and salad bar at work. And I think something in that deli meat, because it's processed, made me flare up, made the inflammation flare up. And I've been working to get that back down since that happened. So for the most part, I have been staying away from processed foods for the last 2 months or so, and I think that just really kind of messed it up. But let's talk about further proof that the scumbag scale does you dirty more than you think it does. If you've been around, some of you know that I work in a hospital and they have an in-body body composition scale that employees can use. And so I started using that every Friday since I remembered that it was there. So I've got about 4 or 5 tapes now that it spits out of different body composition measurements. Anyway, this last Friday, I did the body composition scale. Even though I was feeling, pretty tight in the legs and stuff like that, I decided to do the body composition scale and just compare it to last week. Here's what I found. In the last week's time, I have gained 1.6 pounds of muscle. I've lost 2.2 pounds of fat, and my total body water was up 2.2 pounds, which would account for, I think, the water retention from that deli meat. So when you take a look at those numbers, I've lost 2.2 pounds of fat in the last week, and I've gained some muscle. So you cannot count on the scale. I mean, literally at the end of the week after that happened with the deli meat, I did step on the scale and it said that I had gained a pound. So now today is Sunday. I've been watching my P's and Q's. I've been putting a little bit of fresh lemon juice in my water just to get some of that water retention gone, and it does seem to be working. So don't believe the scale. Don't let it get you depressed. Don't let it throw you off your plan. Just keep going. Go by the inches you've lost. Go by the way your clothes feel. Now let's take a look at a couple things that I've been eating this week. I don't have a lot to share with you because I did share midweek. I shared quite a bit of it. So this week for dinner was a charcoal steak with some leftover pork belly bites and some bacon. That was a really good meal. And actually that charcoal steak, if you cook that right, it is almost, I feel, as good as a ribeye. Dan thought he liked it better than a ribeye, but I like the fatty ribeye. And I want to tell you about a carnivore-friendly restaurant. Yesterday, I went to my daughter's college about 2.5 hours away to watch her perform in the marching band, which was awesome. And then we went out to dinner at Applebee's. And what I discovered was that they are fine with me just ordering a beef patty, hamburger patty on the side. So I ordered the 12-ounce ribeye meal, and I did get the sides because I wanted my daughter to be able to take them back with her and have, some food in the fridge. So I had them package those up for her, but I had the 12-ounce ribeye, and then I had another 7-ounce beef patty on the side. Now it did cost me $5 for that beef patty, but at least they didn't want to charge me for an entire hamburger. So that was good, and I feel like Applebee's could be a carnivore-friendly place for you also. Today I will be putting some St. Louis style ribs on the smoker. I'm really excited because I haven't smoked ribs before yet in our smoker. So I'm going to be doing that, and I will show you what they turn out like maybe midweek this week. So I'll be back Wednesday for the midweek motivation. And I'm really glad that you shared this time with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now go out and do something good for somebody else today because it'll make you feel good too. See you next time.